card. You slide into the line.
Which button is it?
It's the button that goes forward. That one goes backwards.
Is there a
If you don't press it, right? No.
Sorry.
See, you put like this, like, oh, it's too big. Oh, look.
Yeah, you-
Okay, he's going. Last one. Right, one more. Now, if you press it twice in a row, you will disappear for 5 minutes.
All right. So, for my top 5 history, my top 5 presentation history, I did top 5 nations that no longer exist. Sad, and the no longer existing is representative of the disintegration of the emoji. All right. So this is how we're doing our tier list. We have these 4 categories right here: total population, 6, extent of power, period of reign, and reason of collapse. And then the 2 just silly categories I have: personal bias from yours truly, and then meme ability. And this category is technically, well, it's meme ability. It's how much of a meme the former country is. And here we're using these following rankings on the tier list right here. So who's ready?
Yeah.
All right, so number 5, we got Czechoslovakia. All right, also most of these European, because you know, European centralism, like the Dark Ages.
You mean Eurocentrism?
Eurocentrism, yeah. You know, Europeans, they love themselves. So here we have the population. All these statistics are from the most recent times I could find. So due to the time of collapse, I have the dates with the time. So I have how large they were. This was Czechoslovakia from 1918 to 38, as you can see. It got slightly smaller, sad face. I had the period of reign from, they lasted how long? So 75 years, that's pretty good. That's like almost life expectancy in the US, right? I mean, that's pretty good. So, reason of collapse, we have boring the Czech nation and Slovakia now. I think that's pretty boring, but you know. So, personal bias.
It's actually not Czechia.
Czechia?
Czechia.
Oh.
That's a very recent change.
Huh. Well, now you know.
I know he's after battle.
What?
G.I. Joe.
So my personal bias, I mean, it's meh. It has a funny name. Like, I think the name's pretty funny. Czechoslovakia. Like, come on, that's great to say. Say it with me.
Czechoslovakia.
Guys, please note that we did not say it with him.
It's all right. Czechoslovakia. I say Czeko. You say Slovakia. Czeko. Close enough. So for meme ability, I said it's pretty low. I mean, it's a former standalone Soviet territory, which you know, Soviet Union's already a meme enough. But it's just by itself, you know, like, what's the bassist without the band, or like the drummer without the band, you know? So as you can see, it's D tier, and there's 5, so it'll increase as we go along. And also, for every single category, I have a meme. So like most of these places, they were invaded by the Nazis. So. Also, anything I say during this presentation is a joke, so like don't take anything I say. Yeah, don't take it seriously. It's all good fun.
That's quality, Joe. That's quality.
5 checks. All right, who's ready for number 4?
Yeah.
We got Austria-Hungary. So, as you know, they collapsed in 1918, as it says down here, because of World War I. Oh man, good times.
They got banned.
So the population was 52 million. As these territories increase, the population gets bigger and the mileage gets bigger. At least most of the time. That's not always the case though. So there were 51 years. That's about how old my mom and dad is. So I mean, that's decent, you know. Lost because of World War I. Personal bias, okay. Everyone go play Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 is a really good game. They have amazing weapons. I love their choice, okay?
Is this PowerPoint sponsored by Battlefield?
It should be. DICE, sponsor me. Okay. Their uniforms in the game are great. The weapons are great. You have the Gewehr M95. That's a fun weapon. You have the Hellriegel 1915. That's fun. And then you have the... I don't know. It's fun. It's a good game. Go play it. And they're German. You know, represent. I mean, they're kind of German. Not really.
I just noticed you misspelled Hungary.
I suck at spelling, so if there's any more
Did you do that like right before dinner?
No, I just, okay.
Just say yes, Carter. Just say
No,
yes.
I did one
No,
side.
no, no, just say yes.
Just say yes.
Yes.
That makes sense, okay.
So memeability is pretty decent. I mean, World War I's a great meme, so like that's decent, you know. C. Okay, sorry. My final rating for them is C tier. And speaking of Austria-Hungary, dude, it's kind of hard to read. Wait, who wants me to read it?
Yes.
All right. When your officer gives you orders in German, but you're Italian, so you ask your NCO, but he speaks only Hungarian, and your squad mate speaks only Romanian, and most of the regiment already deserted because they're Czech, and the Polish guy is drunk talking about socialism, and you hear Italian screams from the mountain. So yeah, that's Austria-Hungary in a nutshell. All right, who's ready for number 3?
That's a very old infantryman.
He's aged like fine wine.
I see his face, I'm not sure he has.
All right, number 3. We got a twofer, baby. Woo! We got East and West Germany. I think Austria-Hungary has a larger population, but you know what? No, it has a small. Who knew?
Well, that's his thing.
I mean, honestly, you should have.
Yeah. Anyway, 1989. As you can see, I found out something incredibly interesting. If you look, East Germany is obviously smaller, but it has a lot less population, like considerably less than West Germany.
Yeah, it's smaller territory.
It's also, you know, pretty decent size.
I mean, it's close like to one, like, you know, to 1/4 the size. Am I
Yes.
right, guys? Is that what 1/4
Yeah.
the size?
So 41 years, that's not great. I think that's the lowest we have on the tier list, honestly. So that's kind of sucky. But reason to collapse, reunification. I mean, it's a good thing, but like, you know, rest in peace.
It's not funny.
So I think they're pretty cool, honestly. You have the whole duality of man, and it's a perfect representation of the Cold War. You got the Berlin Wall. You had David Hasselhoff. They loved him in Germany. They still love him in
They
Germany.
do, they still love him very, very much.
He still goes on tours. And then memeability, it's good. I mean, I have like German background, so you know, bias.
Is Castro a German name?
It's Welsh, but my mom's family.
Is Castro German? I have German ancestry.
Okay, my mom's
Is Castro
side.
German? Yeah.
My mom's side is German. They're Welsh. They're a Warner. Okay, and I have like family. I forgot, but
Okay.
What's your mother's maiden name?
Warner.
Thank you.
What was the name of your first pack? Mom's phone number?
Okay.
No, no, don't do that. They're looking
I'm
for
not,
your
yeah, I
password.
know.
For your password.
All right, so memeability, it's Germany. I mean, what more is there to say? So final rating B. Honestly, they're probably kind of lower than Austria-Hungary, but you know, they're closer to me, so like,
Who cares?
got to
Bias.
Personal bias, Benjamin. That's a tier. That's a category I have. So it's my presentation.
It is. It is.
I worked hard on this. Oh, so personally, I prefer East Germany. I mean, meme aside, I mean, okay, you're a pretty accurate representation of the two countries, though.
I mean, I taught East Germany. I did not teach West Germany, but I'm sure West Germany is delightful.
Yeah, I mean they were like free, kind of. They're a democracy. So anyway, who's ready for number 2?
Yeah.
It's a great one, folks. Wham! Yugoslavia, baby!
Yes!
You know where it is? Right in the Balkans.
Organization, baby.
So, they're actually, I think, the oldest on the tier list, which is pretty impressive. So, 23.5 million. That's lower than the Germany's.
The Germany.
The Germany's. I think that's one of the lowest. I don't know. I don't think they're the largest, but they lasted for 74 years. I mean, that's pretty good. That's like the highest, like I said. And then because of the collapse, you know, once the Soviet Union fell, they all fell apart. Sadly, also Czechoslovakia kind of fell apart because of the Soviet Union. Who cares?
The Soviets ruined everything.
No, mean.
Debatable.
Exactly.
Makes a great spider, actually.
That chaos eventually descended into the Yugoslav Wars, which, very interesting topic. I highly recommend everyone looks it up.
The Death of Yugoslavia, you should. Maybe the BBC, it's like a 5-6-part documentary. You can probably find it on YouTube. It's very good.
Bring
Very
it back.
Good.
My dad was in actually. He was in Bosnia, I think, once everything went down.
Oh, he was stationed in Bosnia?
No, he was on a ship, but
Oh,
they
okay.
pulled into port. Anyway,
That's close
so
enough.
personal bias. I mean, it's pretty chill. It's funny. It's got a funny name. It's also, again, very interesting. Like I said,
I'm gonna say Nashville has a lot of students from the former Yugoslav republics as a result of the conflict in the early 1990s. So I taught a lot of students from the former Yugoslav republics, and they're all absolutely awesome.
so I said memeability. This is why I gave the warning. It's high because it's the Balkans. Everyone hates the Balkans. Apparently, I don't know why.
The Balkans hate the Balkans.
The Balkans hate them. Okay, but also I said war crimes. Awful, but you know, mean. There's mean territory
There
in
is
there.
mean potential.
So my fire rating is A. I mean, they're number 2. Like that's pretty good.
Ooh.
Also, I have a video. All right. Note. Nice.
There's one last thing I'd like to bring about Yugoslavia.
What?
The name gets funnier if you know that Yugo means fusion in Japanese because it's like a fusion of 4 countries.
Didn't it like translate to like
Southern Slavs.
yeah, Southern Slavs? Okay. So anyway, video time.
Yes.
I don't know if we'll show the whole thing, but like
Okay.
Nice extension.
it's nothing bad.
We'll show a minute or two.
It's like 2 minutes.
Let me help you.
Like half. Yeah. It worked in the presentation right
No,
now.
it's fine.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, go wait for a second.
So this is oh, my dad is a war criminal. You actually get actual footage from legal software. It's a parody, so that's about it.
That's where we skip.
Yeah, number 1. We got the Soviet Union, baby. Yes. Anyway,
This thing is a giant meme.
it is a giant meme. It's okay. One could argue it's not a nation. It's a collection. Who cares? It's number 1.
Close enough.
So,
Rest in
massive
peace.
population, massive area, 69 years. Interpret that how you want. The reason the collapse is actually very sad. You know what they say, the candle that burns the brightest burns the fastest. So, you ever heard that one?
No, I've never heard
The candle that burns the brightest burns the fastest.
Carter said it, Wyatt, he's right in front of you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, but like.
So, it's very cool. I mean, communism is
Communism
bad.
bad in theory.
Communism is bad in theory.
It
Execution.
sounds great. A lot of things sound great in theory.
Exactly. Like, if it worked out, it would be great, but it
doesn't.
It doesn't.
Even the Chinese went capitalist.
It's
man.
fine. Don't worry about it. So, memeability, extremely high. Like, this is out of the ballpark. Memeability high. You have World War I, the revolution, I forgot to include, the Winter War. That was when they tried to invade Finland, and they failed, but then they eventually won. It's kind of like the whole Ukraine thing right now, but...
Well, it's about to be the Finland thing again. Because everybody upset with Finland.
Yeah.
So you have World War II, the Cold War, when they invaded Afghanistan.
So stupid.
Afghanistan's in here, right?
So find India.
India.
And the country, if you go, yeah, I think you just run out right there. Yeah, that's Afghanistan.
Yeah, I did it was India. And then you
Directly
have the
to
entire
it.
like idea of communism. I mean, communism is just like meme,
That's right.
so it gets S tier, number 1. And then also,
It's gonna be a good meme.
hands down, the best national anthem. of
It
all
is a
time.
really good national anthem.
You see, he
It's a
gets
very good
it.
national anthem. You have to go all the way, so scroll the mouse all the way to your right. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling to your right. You're gonna go, no, you're gonna go off the screen.
Okay.
Keep on going, and then look on the screen, you'll see it up here.
Eventually.
Keep, you gotta keep going right there, bud.
It's the farthest right it can go.
It's supposed on that screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, watch. See how this is left, is that right? Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
All right, so we go right, we go right, and we go right, and we go, hey guys, get ready for some applause. Are you ready? Hey! Hey, just do this, right? Hell.
Yeah, I do that constantly because I do that.
You only have to listen to a minute of it like you whistle.
This is legitimately a really good episode. If you've never heard this, so good. It really is good. Here's what I know This is not for the first time random. Tell the governor I'm not a communist.
Yeah, we're not commies.
We're not
We
going to
swear.
try to overthrow
The reason this is so
government.
good is probably because if it wasn't, Stalin would have executed the position, probably.
Ah, that's fine. And thank you. That's it. Fun fact, I did that Soviet Union slide this morning because I had to, okay, I was gonna do it, but I had to turn on my computer this morning, so I had to do it on the school fixed computer. So I had to rush through it, but it went well. Can I present? Are you done?
I got